the 2024 Kona EV, Hyundai's updated electric compact SUV with new features and a price that makes it something you might want to consider. But first, let's just check out to see what the battery is, and I forgot to charge it. So we'll have to do a bit of a rapid charge and want to do this video today. But because it is so damn hot, like it's 35 degrees, let me just turn the aircon on because yeah, it's always nice to get into an air-conditioned car. One of the things the Kona EV can actually do is vehicle to load. You know, recently in Australia, well actually in Melbourne, Victoria, we had some power outages because of some transmission lines going down. People who had batteries, they were able to actually keep running their houses pretty much, so long as the solar provided enough for the home and the battery needs. But also, if you've got an electric car, like the Kona EV, you can run this thing called vehicle to load. And by enabling it through the EV menu here, utility, turning it on, I've run an extension cord from the car to the kitchen to this power board. I kid you not, that was not a cut shot. And we're running this rice cooker. We're cooking some chicken, by the way, so just in case you're wondering, that's not rice, Chris. We've got the fan because it's a hot day, and I've plugged in the fridge. So I've done the math, and all told, we've got about 1,300 watts running here. And the Kona EV can actually run at 3,000 or 3 kilowatts. And being the size of battery like it is, that's a bigger version, 64 kilowatt hours, we could go for a few days before running out of energy. So if you're thinking to yourself, if you're maybe that prepper who likes to be prepared for anything and everything, maybe this is a car for you. If I'd remembered to plug in the Kona EV, I could have got overnight this car charged easily in about 6.5 hours or 7 hours through that 10.4 kilowatt CCS2 combo charger. That's actually an improvement on the previous model, and a few little notes for those who are maybe thinking about jumping to electric. The top little plug there, that's your AC plug, and that can go to, well, with this connector, that's included with the car by the way, to any standard power outlet in Australia. That gives you about 10 kilometers of range per hour. So for most Aussies who do 40 kilometers of range per day, that will be replenished probably by the time you go to bed. If you do lots of kilometers every day, I'm talking like 150, 200 kilometers per day, you might want to think about getting that fast charger. So with this car at 10.4, you need 3-phase power, and yeah, you're going to be getting easily 70, 80 k's of range per hour. So you can get your car going back on the road pretty fast, which is where we need to go now to get some food and electricity. The 2024 Kona EV comes with two different battery sizes. There's a 48.6 kilowatt hour version, or this one, the long range, is 64.3. That will get you about 370 to a claimed 505 kilometers. Now, when you get the luxury sort of version, I want to call it, there's a better name than that, I'll put it on screen now. Because of the 19-inch wheels, that actually reduces to 455 kilometers. Now, this is a battery that is like a lithium ion manganese cobalt sort of thing, NMC. I could have said that better, but you get the idea. So you only want to charge this for everyday purposes to 80 or 90%. If you go on a long trip, sure, you can go to 100%. And later on, I'll talk about efficiency. The Kona EV features McPherson struts at the front and multi-link to the rear. And I believe it hasn't been tuned to Australian conditions, but it's pretty good. It's pretty subtle, mostly. Not that it wallows or sort of dives into corners and things like that. And I think it's actually a really comfortable ride. Definitely way better than my MG ZS EV, and way better than my Tesla Model Y. So a bit of context there. If you know those cars, then I think you'll really appreciate the ride and handling in this one. So I'll get a parking spot, let me get some stuff, and then we'll go get some charge. What the heck? Fortunately, this isn't going to be an issue with the Kona EV. In the Kona EV, you've got a 12.3-inch driver's binnacle that displays everything you would need to know about what the car is doing speed-wise and battery and all that jazz. But also up front here, we've got a heads-up display, which is available in the premium model. And I really love it because it actually integrates with wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. So if I do map directions through there, and also there's navigation in the car as well, but why would you when you've got a superior product through Apple Maps, say? It actually shows up on the heads-up display, like turn left here or turn right here or do the U-turn or whatever you need to do. It's really quite good. We're about to get the car onto the freeway, and I've done some noise level tests with a decibel meter. So for those who really love the quiet cars, well, actually I reckon the Kona EV is for you. So here's the results, both at stationary, 60 k's per hour, 80 and 100 k's per hour. I found that this is actually a pretty quiet car. I'm getting a little bit of road noise, a little bit from the A-pillars, a bit from the roof because of the sunroof, but otherwise that's basically it. The Kona has a okay level of lane keep assist and automatic cruise control, that is to say, follows the distance. One thing I don't particularly like though is this toggle button where you change the distance from levels 1, 2, 3 or 4. And so if you go from, let's say, from 4 and you want to go back to 1, it jumps. So the car would remarkably actually close in really fast or actually back off really fast, instead of the other methods where you cycle through like 1, 2, 3, 4, then 4, 3, 2, 1. Get what I mean? Like the same Tesla. It's a way better way. It's a better method of controlling the follow distance to a car. And with lane keep assist, yeah, it's only mild to moderate. So going around highway and freeway corners, it's fine. It does it mostly. But it won't do the challenging ones, and definitely won't do anything like what Tesla Autopilot can do. Propelling the Kona EV is either a 99 or 150 kilowatt electric motor. That's in the front, by the way, so it's a front wheel drive car. And both of them, 255 Newton meters. And those numbers, they're actually a little bit weak, a little bit, it doesn't feel very exciting. And I reckon, I can't remember what the 0 to 100 time is. So should we do it? Should we do it? Yeah. Let's do it. Obviously, the Kona EV is not going to be for spirited driving. That acceleration test seemed to take forever. And the disc brakes, which there are 4 of them, they did a good job of bringing the car to a stop, but my gosh, it's you're not buying this car for the crazy melt your face off experience. The Kona EV has got obviously an electric lift gate, albeit very slow, but back here, they've increased the boot space to 434 litres, which is actually very good, really respectable. Underneath, there's a spare tyre. Yeah, a spare tyre, blow me down. For those who always wanted to have a spare tyre, this is a car for you, because most electric vehicles, to save weight, don't actually include that. The 60/40 seats, when you just put them down, increases this space to 1,268 litres. Under the hood, there's a frunk internal storage bin, which in this case is 27 litres and right now has the included charging cable. It's pretty small because of the front motor and all the electric stuff, aircon and so forth. And I would think you wouldn't use a lot of it because, let's face it, to get into here, you've had to done the latch, done the hood latch, open up the actual hood itself and get into there. And who could be naffed doing that? Hyundai could perhaps include way to integrate it better into the actual front space here and included a button in the interior or on the screen and through the app so you could get to it faster. The inside of the Kona EV is actually pretty good in terms of usability and overall look and aesthetics. You've got a good sized glove compartment down here and a little shelf above that, which in the premium model has got some ambient interior lighting both in that and the doors. Where the USB sockets are on the 12 volt and the seat heater stuff, there's a wireless Qi charger. Coming down between the driver and the front passenger, there's space either for knick-knacks, bobbity-doos, whatever you want to call them, along with some drink holders, which for this car then makes 6 total spaces. USB charging ports, 4 in total. Space in the back of the Kona is actually pretty good in terms of knee room, foot space. Headroom's only okay, but I like that you've got some net backs here. Eyes are fixed on the outboard seats, the power point, so you can actually be charging things on the go, say your laptop, or if you get the car out and do some glamping, you can have some fun with that. And the rear passengers for the premium level have darkened privacy glass, which has again become a bit of an interesting norm, which I actually quite like. Some of the design features of the Kona EV include little hints to the Ioniq 5 with like these pixel daytime run lamps here. There's also some elements down beneath with the grille area. We've got LED headlights as well as elements on the back of the bumper here. Here in the charge port, there's actually a recessed LED light up above that doesn't shine into your eyes, so you're not fumbling and stabbing around in the dark like you would with some cars. Also, when it comes to charging publicly, you've got the status lights here so you can see how much charge a car has already got. And that's really helpful because it's good to know exactly where the car is at. And most people go to 80%, and if you're seeing it down the bottom here, you're like, well, this car's going to be here for a while, especially with that charging. Servicing the Kona EV is done every 2 years or 30,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. And if you prepay for it when you buy the car, you can do so and set the price at $520 per service. If you are coming from a Tesla, you're probably balking at that, in fact laughing at that figure right now, because with Teslas there's no set service schedule. You just do it when the car tells you to do it. If you're coming from a petrol or diesel car, that price is actually really reasonable, because most of them actually now require you to do every year service and 15,000 kilometers. So yeah, it's actually a little bit cheaper. For a little bit of peace of mind, the Kona EV has a pretty good warranty at 5 years. That's unlimited and easily surpassing the likes of Tesla, and in line with, again, most of the car makers out there, with I think Kia probably being the best out there, and also MG. For driver and, well, passenger comfort, the center screen, 12.3 inches as well, is got everything you need to control the car pretty much. There are some shortcut buttons beneath that, and then the HVAC controls. The sound system in this car is very nice. 8-speaker Bose sound system, and it sounds beautiful. Lovely quality, can't fault it. And you may have noticed down there, there's actually seat controls for heated seats. That's throughout the entire cabin, by the way, so all 4 spots, with the rear passengers having their own control. The steering wheel, but the front ones have ventilated seats, which is absolutely divine and really needed today, because it's 35 degrees right now, and just having that cool air come under your tush and onto your back, it's quite good. And yeah, these seats, they're supportive, nice and buckety, and work really well. Through that center screen, we've got obviously an electric vehicle menu where you can control and hear things like the state of charge, both on the AC cycle or the DC cycle, so you can actually separate the 2 different charging parameters if you want to, what your efficiency has been like lately. And one thing I absolutely love here is the ability to manually activate preconditioning of the high voltage battery, so that when you go to a rapid charging site, it's ready to accept that charge and do it quicker. You also will do that automatically if you navigate through the in-car map system, and this is something that Tesla does, by the way, but only to the Tesla superchargers. It's coming soon to all chargers supposedly, but I haven't seen it work properly yet. So I like the ability that you can actually manually activate it through the screen here. So that said, yeah, let's actually get on and go to a fast charger. Before we do a DC charging session, let's talk about real world range. Now, the Kona EV is rated at 14.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That means this many clicks. But from the EV database, which is comprised of data from more than 1,000 different users the world over, it's actually 16.8 kilowatt hours. And mine, well, you can see there's a lot of variation here, and it depends on how much you push that pedal and drive it hard, say. And well, that's a kind of interesting figure, which is a little disappointing, but I'll tell you what really is its DC charging ability. And this car is limited to 100 kilowatts of ultra rapid fast charging. So that's pretty poor when the average now is, I think, about 150 kilowatts. That means if you're going from, let's say, Melbourne to Sydney and you stop to get a charge for the battery, 10 to 80% is going to take you 45 minutes. 45 minutes is a staggering amount of time when most people can do the same sort of charge in about 20 to 30 minutes. So if this is going to be your run around commuting car, great. But if this is going to be your car for just doing those big trips, I don't think the Kona EV is for you. And there you have it, the 2024 Kona EV. I must say there's actually a lot I like here, but it's also some issues as well. Price from $58,000 drive away for the smaller battery and slower 99 kilowatt version, the Kona EV is configurable in 2 grades and 2 battery choices with 6 color options, white included, or opt to any other for an easy $595. I'd like to see faster DC charging and better efficiency from that little tiny motor, and I think that's probably the issue with this car. It needs to have a more powerful motor to propel that more than 2 ton of this car. Safety systems like blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, lane departure correction, and 7 airbags tick all the boxes. It's all pretty stock standard, except for that 4-star ANCAP rating, which, to quote them, is due to mixed levels of physical occupant protection, pedestrian protection, and collision avoidance capability demonstrated in ANCAP's assessment. Ouch! Okay, that said, it's a good looking SUV, compact SUV that is, with features in the long range premium that outcompetes its rivals with things like vehicle to load and remote summon for $73,000 drive away. I guess ultimately the 2024 Kona EV is a car you want that just happens to be electric. It provides a pleasant driving experience, has a good set of features, and is mostly a good upgrade compared to the previous version that I reviewed up here. So that's it. If you've watched at this point in time, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, subscribe, really helps out the channel. Comment, I respond to them sometimes. Share the video, and yeah, if you want to take your support to the next level and see behind the scenes for this one, say, check out Ko-fi, where you get behind the scenes and stuff that you don't get here on YouTube. Otherwise, you be good and you be green.